Welcome to the world of unapologetic living. This world introduces a whole new way of life without fear, shame, guilt, judgment, and absolutely no fucking apologies. An all-inclusive world where you are celebrated just as you are, shadows and all. A path to your own fullest and freest life, uniquely your own, while beautifully connected to all. I'm Sarah Grady, a soul having a wild human experience, and I am honored to hold this space with you and to be a part of your journey. Choosing to step into this world means choosing you and transforming your life from merely surviving it to thriving and loving the hell out of it. Let's change the world together, shall we? Welcome, my friends. I really sat and thought into what I wanted this first episode to embody for the start of this journey together. And what I ultimately felt into was that I felt like I needed to share a piece of something that I wrote that is actually a part of a book that is going to come out. But really, this piece of written work embodies my life story and my journey and why it feels so important for me to share this message of this world of unapologetic living. So hopefully you can sit and receive this, and if it doesn't fit for you, that's okay. I ask for curiosity. Get curious with what it is that you're feeling. And I just hope you receive whatever it is that you need to receive in this moment. You've tried pushing, setting goals, taking course after course, and yet still feel like something is missing. Like you're on the hamster wheel of life with no end in sight. I see you, and I've been you. What that wheel taught me is the missing piece was in fact me. We hear it all the time now. You have to love yourself. Self-care is essential. You have to take time for you. But what does that even mean? I took the bath and meditated and breathed deeply. What now? Still lost. Well, my friend, what was revealed to me by walking down my own deep, dark shit was a new language was needed. I was doing all the things, still carrying the language of survival. I needed to rewrite my story with the language of unapologetic living. You might be wondering how they differ. Well, survival comes from fear, ultimately. Throw in some judgment, shame, and guilt, and that makes everything stick deeper. The language of unapologetic living is a whole new way of life, without fear, shame, guilt, judgment, and absolutely no fucking apologies. Apologizing for being human just keeps us stuck in the pattern of survival, when what we need is acknowledgement, accountability, and acceptance. Choosing to step into this new way of life means you are choosing to actually live your life, not just survive it. You can make this choice in any environment with no need to change anything outside of you. It's accessible to you right where you are at, no matter how you felt in the past. Taking that first leap will be the first step in choosing you, possibly for the first time ever. Been there. This way of life is focused on building trust and faith in your life and that it truly is happening for you because you are life. We can't control others, but we absolutely can control ourselves, how we think, how we feel, and how we move about the world. After walking into the depths of my own hidden shadows, embracing them with the living light we all carry, I realized I had always been right where I was meant to be. The lessons I learned were necessary to lead me where my soul wanted to go. My human was just scared, and that's okay. That's why it's a journey, and every journey is uniquely their own. That's what I have loved about the language of unapologetic living, being this living transmission of my life, because it's all-inclusive. Your past, your future doesn't matter. Made mistakes? Cool, we all have. What did they teach you? Not sure yet? Awesome. Keep being curious and living. Knowing may not come, but your true life will. Our lives are our own responsibility, which includes thoughts, feelings, actions, consequences, everything. I wasn't taught that, though. I was taught the language of survival. How to be accepted, how to fit in. Don't bring too much attention to myself. Be what everyone needs so they don't leave me alone. Give up my life for my children and husband, etc. What I realized, though, is this language of survival, it came from a place of love. It just got intertwined with fear of love leaving, fear of loss, fear of not surviving. Get it? The language of unapologetic living accepts those, embraces them with unconditional love, while also saying, thank you for leading me this far. But now, I lay you to rest with all the gratitude, because we are safe to live now. I choose life, no matter where that takes me, because if I am safe inside me, I am safe outside of me. This means, just like we can't control others, they can't control us either, unless we choose to let them. Like I chose to be people-pleasing, codependent, while also independent to a fault, and fitting into spaces that felt awful. The signs leading you are everywhere. You just have to start being present in your own life, trusting and unapologetically following them. So this piece of writing is how I pulled myself out of survival through unconditionally loving the hell out of myself. And knowing that if I could embrace the faults in others, I could see them for who they were and accept that they were human. Why couldn't I do that for myself? And in doing so, I got to an even deeper place of connection. Because once I fully accepted me, my shadows, faults, mistakes, everything that I had done in my life, held myself accountable to the fact that I did my best each and every time until I learned better. If I could do that for me, I can hold that space so much deeper and more impactfully for the people around me. And this started so I could be a better parent to my kids. I had watched my life and I knew I had chosen to be a mom. That was the role that I chose in this lifetime, and I was going to be the best damn mom I could be. But there was a point when I realized that I was actually hurting my children with my love. I was stifling the very life in them because of the fears in me. And trying to push them to do things before they were ready to do them, which led to them not being able to have self-confidence in themselves, which then I realized that this was a pattern throughout my entire life and my parents' lives and probably their lives. We go through these cycles trying to make sure that the people around us are safe because we are afraid that if they make the wrong choice or if they don't have all the information, that something bad is going to happen. But when we fear something bad happening, we also don't allow good to happen. We don't let life continue to flow. And we become merely content until that contentment is no longer comfortable and our life ends up blowing up in our faces to make us move. Because we are life, and life cannot be controlled. Oh, but what a magical and beautiful journey it can be if we allow it to just move us. And get curious when we feel the emotions rise up in us and embrace them. And try to see what they're showing and telling us inside our own bodies, where they're trying to lead us within. And knowing that the right things for us stay or come to us when we are ready. And this is how I live my life. I embody everything that it means to be human. I allow myself to feel. And when I know that my shadows are coming to play, I acknowledge if I unintentionally hurt somebody else with them, but also embrace the fact that I'm human and I get to learn from that. I am not my past. I am not my future. I am right here, right now, living this beautifully magical life in a way that feels good to me in my body. And I know every other human has this ability as well. So this first episode is really just solidifying this intention that this is your life and you get to live it in any way that you see fit. And if there is something that you want to do and your body tells you it's a full fuck yes, send it. Choose you, because you are your own responsibility. You provide your happiness. You provide everything that you need in this lifetime, which then frees everyone to be able to do the same for their life. And that's when we can start being a part of each other's lives and enhancing life instead of becoming and living everyone else's life, which leads to exhaustion and overwhelm and misery and suffering. So if you have made it this far, I just want to honor you and your time and let you know that you are loved and that you are love and you are worthy right where you're at, and you are beautiful because you are here, not because of what you do for the world. And when you can see that for yourself, that frees everything else in your life to be what it needs to be for you. So I thank you. And until next time, so much love, so much light, and you're safe here. Have a beautiful day.